Monster Itch Vampire Trouble, a Scholastics book by David Lubar. The continuation of Chapter 7. After dinner, as it was getting dark, Mom said, "I need to drop off my books at the library. Want to come for a ride?" Sure. I loved our town library, and there was an ice cream shop right next to it. I knew I had a pretty good chance of convincing Mom to stop there on the way home. We got in the car and headed across town. "Oh, I should have taken the highway," Mom said right after we turned onto Lake Street. I looked out the window. Traffic was backed up ahead of us. We crawled. I didn't mind. We'd still get to the library way before it closed. Then my nose started to itch. Oh no! If I sneeze again after sneezing twice this morning, Mom would be totally convinced my allergies were coming back, and then she'd definitely go into doctor mode when I sneezed a ton of monster sneezes at the field trip. If she even let me participate at all. I looked around and had to bite back a gasp. It was her. Gloomy Girl was walking towards us from behind, moving slowly along the sidewalk. She was far enough away so the itch was still just a little tickle, but I knew if it grew any stronger, there was no way I could hold back a sneeze. The car moved. My nose felt better. Excuse me. "Sit straight, Alex," Mom said. "You'll wreck your posture if you keep twisting around like that." I sat straight. The car stopped again. I looked to the side view mirror. Gloomy Girl was getting closer. The itch came back. I reached out and turned the radio on, cranking the volume so Mom wouldn't hear my sneeze. "Alex, do you want to lose your hearing?" she said. She turned the radio off. The itch got worse. Gloomy Girl got closer. Finally, the traffic moved, and we drove down the street fast enough to get way ahead of her. When we turned onto Park Street with no traffic in sight, I let out a sigh of relief, and I sneezed. I guess all the exposure I just had to the vampire added up, and I let my guard down when I sighed. "Alex," Mom said, "maybe I should take you back home." "It's nothing," I said. "I think there's dust in the car." "Nonsense," Mom said. "There's no dust in anything we own." She was right about that, but at least I knew that there wouldn't be another sneeze. Not today. But today wouldn't last forever. Field day was coming. Everything seemed hopeless. When we got home, I grabbed another clove of garlic. Maybe it wasn't too late to toss a piece by the vampire's tree. "Okay if I go see Sarah?" I asked. "Sure," Dad said. "Just be home before bedtime." I headed out to her place. "I want to put this garlic where Gloomy Girl stands," I said when she answered the door. "That could work," she said. "Let's try it." As we crossed the playground, Sarah asked, "What if she's around?" "There's no reason for her to be here," I said. "She's only around during recess." "I wonder why she ever became a playground monitor," Sarah said. "Me too." I hadn't figured that part out. I walked across the backstop and approached the tree. Something rustled in the grass. I knew what it was before I saw any of them. Rats. They reared up and stared at us. They were big. Some were almost the size of cats. They jumped back on all fours and started to walk towards us. I guess Gloomy Girl had ordered them to guard her spot. It worried me that she seemed to have anticipated my move. She wasn't just a blood-sucking monster. She was a smart blood-sucking monster. "Let's get out of here," Sarah whispered. "Good idea." I backed away. The rats, much to my relief, remained where they were. I was pretty sure we could have outrun them if they'd charged at us, but I was happy not to find out for sure or add another nightmare experience to my collection. When I was far enough from the tree that I felt safe, I threw the garlic at it. Maybe that would be the trick. Maybe that would do the trick. But as soon as it landed, I saw a flurry of activity as the rats leapt onto it. I think they ate it, Sarah said. Better it than us, I said. We walked back towards our houses. I realized that there was only one more thing I could try, and it scared me even worse than talking to my gym teacher or facing a horde of rats. Chapter 8. At recess the next day, I walked over to the bench that was near the ball field, but far enough from the tree that I wasn't in danger of sneezing. It was cloud again, of course, and Gloomy Girl was in her usual spot. Pepper, I whispered. I waited, wondering whether it would work. Vampires are supposed to have extraordinary hearing. What? The word drifted into my mind, echoing like it had been spoken in an empty tomb. I wasn't sure whether I was glad or unhappy that she'd heard me. Either way, I went on with my plan. You make me sneeze, I said. So? If words had temperatures, this one would have been below freezing. My parents are coming to field day. They'll think I'm sick and keep me from going out for recess after that. And I can't play if you're standing there. I'm close to 50 home runs. I can't let Herbert beat me on the record. He's really annoying. If he beats me, he'll never shut up about it. Sorry. He'll never shut up about it. It's the best record ever. I really need to get it. I've worked really hard. I'm so close. You talk too much. Sorry, I realized I sort of been babbling. I don't care about the mortal concerns. Can't you go somewhere else? No, this job suits me. But why do you need a job? I asked. I left my homeland. I thought I'd like it here. I don't. I need to earn money to go back to Transylvania. I miss Vistrovsik, my village, and the safety of living with my fellow vampires at the Coffin Makers Guild Hall there. I remembered Mr. Halpin joke about how little he'd earned, but they don't pay monitors a lot. It'll take you forever to earn money to go home, I said. I am patient. Forever means nothing to me. Neither do you. Stop cluttering my ears with your pathetic words. But it would just be for one day, I said. Enough! Anger makes me thirsty. You've been warned. It looked like there was no way she'd give me any sympathy. I guess because she had no sympathy to give. But I did have one last thing to ask. Why did you pick the name Pepper? Because it's pretty. That surprised me. Maybe she wasn't totally heartless, but she was close enough to emotionless that I knew I could never get her to do anything for me. I headed for the library. I went to the library during recess again on Friday because the sun had totally abandoned me. There was no point in going to the field. I guess I could have played something else, but it made me sad to see everyone playing kickball without me. It would also have made me sad to see Herbert kick more home runs. It was bad enough to hear that he was now at 49. It would have been terrible to see him actually make those kicks. And it was going to be really terrible if he kicked number 50 during field day, and I had to watch it. Saturday afternoon, I was sitting at my front porch when a guy came up the street on a bicycle. He was a messenger. Boy, he had a messenger bag slung over his shoulder and was wearing a shirt from Speedy Fast Shipping Service. That sounded familiar. There was a car that followed him. He coasted up the sidewalk. Then he hopped off the bike and pointed to me. "Are you Alex?" he asked. "Yeah." I couldn't take my eyes off the bike. It was really nice. "Congratulations," he said. "You're a winner." "I am? I've forgotten about the contest. That's an awesome bike." "It sure is," he said, "and I can't wait to deliver it to the first prize winner." As those words sunk in, I watched him reach into the pouch and pull out an envelope. "Here's your prize. Congratulations on winning 3rd place."